All right, welcome back, everybody. We're gonna be doing Death from Above Nightmare Hardcore today. I'm gonna be using the Squire once again. Can also be done with the Apprentice Builder. Pretty much all you're gonna get here is gonna be Wyverns and Super Wyverns, and I think you get an Ogre every once in a while. I believe they're mini ogres actually, but it's not too much of a problem if you put the harpoon in the right spots. This one harpoon here should cover these two. Not much is going to make it over there because of the way that I'm going to build up here in the front. Basically, the whole idea here on this one is to just put harpoons everywhere. Because they don't spawn in the normal areas, they just spawn from the edges of the map. That right there should take care of any ogres that come out from this side over here. I believe that's where they come from. Let's see. Also, on the when the Super Wyvern starts spawning, this ballista right here can actually be used to shoot them. It does right around 7,000 to 8,000 damage. Depends on where you hit them. Yeah, there's the ogre. See, okay, it's a regular ogre. If I get hit one time, I'm going to die on this guy because I've sacrificed all player stats for tower stats. You should be able to do this one quite easily with right around 1,000 to 1,200 tower stats. I've got almost 2,000 at the moment, which I think that's just a little overdoing it. It does make it a little easier though, but I don't think it's actually required to be that high. In which, if not necessary, but if your tower stats just won't cut it with the particular build or whatnot, you should have enough spare DU to go ahead and throw out a couple of the buff beams if you have an Eevee that's high enough level and has decent buff beams. Which I probably won't actually start upgrading these things until about the 4th wave in, because at the moment I'm still trying to build them all. You'll probably get down, I think, right at 3 more. You just pretty much put them anywhere and it works. And start upgrading them because I'm out of DU. If you've got a summoner, you can go ahead and add the minions as well for extra archery. I think the last time I did this, I actually used archers as well. Don't think they're required. Granted, last time I did this as well, I was right around 1,400 tower damage, which now like I said, I'm at 1,995 tower damage. And the attack rate on my turrets is right around 1,100, so that's why they're attacking so fast. I mean, you can't even see them pull back. And see, here's another ogre spawn side, which is the reason I put the 2 harpoons sitting there facing this direction. You just run around upgrading everything, and Shouldn't be too difficult to get everything to +1. You do lose a lot of mana with the build, but it really shouldn't be much of an issue. Let's see. And the super wyverns are actually pretty massive. They're like a flying ogre, pretty much. Except if I recall, they don't have AOE. AOE when they don't have an AOE poison shot or anything like the fish wyvern do. So they're not quite as bad. Go ahead and collect up some more mana. Keep the upgrades flowing. Like I said, don't think it's actually necessary to put in archers. You can if you want to make it go smoother. They definitely do make it a lot smoother, but they're not required. I mean, I've actually got enough DU left. I've got 2 DU left, which is actually enough for an EV wall if I wanted to be safe. But I think my turrets can actually handle tanking the ogres. I don't think they get bad enough to actually need walls. But this right here is the biggest trouble spot right here. These 4 harpoons here, because the super wyverns come from this side as well as the ogres during the next wave, I believe. Drops here aren't that great, and I honestly cannot tell you what the reward is. I do not remember. We will see at the end of the video. And as you can see, we're on the final wave now. Like I said, where the ogres come from, that's actually going to be your priority for upgrades, as well as making sure you've got harpoons actually blocking the walkways to the crystals. Normally they'll aggro on the harpoons, but I've actually had it happen to where they won't. They'll just walk right past them and go to the crystal anyway. And the way that the harpoons are positioned as of right now, there's really not much that can hit them while they're hitting the crystal, so it's important that you get these upgraded. These are going to be your most important ones to be upgraded first. Your ogre tank harpoons, which I've got 6 as of current. I've got 2 here on this way, and I've got 4 up top. Also, during the last wave, I was having a small issue. These 2 harpoons here on the corners I had faced the wrong way. They weren't shooting anything, so they need to be facing like this. They were actually just wasting my DU the way they were facing when I put them down originally. And as you can see on the final wave, the super wyverns do kind of get out of hand. But so long as you have everything positioned correctly and you do have enough tower damage. And tower health is kind of important as well for this build, because the ogres are being tanked by the harpoons rather than actually using walls. But seeing as I've actually got a decent seahorse pet, I can actually kill one myself without actually doing anything. I can just get close to it, and my seahorse can take them down. The only issue with that is that if I do get hit, I will die instantly. Basically, you just keep upgrading them as you get the mana for it. And like I said, there's a lot of mana and a lot of items getting wasted over the side, but it's not really important, because as I've also said, the drops from this place aren't that great at all anyway. You're doing this simply to get the challenges complete to get your cube item, which can pretty much be traded for any other item in the game. As we see, this harpoon here has 1 kill, meaning that the ones on the roof are doing their job. The only reason it's facing that direction is in case these 4 harpoons here on the bridge can't kill the super wyverns before they get through. And the only time that would happen is if there's an ogre and a super wyvern at the same time. It'll prioritize the ogre over the super wyvern, and it'll get through, and it should be taken out by the harpoons over here. Those are backup harpoons, basically. And this right here, like I said, you can actually use this here to hit them. As you see, it went through and it did 7,000 damage to the one that it hit. Not that accurate, considering they fly a little above where it actually shoots. But hey, it's a little extra damage and it's free, provided you can get over here and shoot it without getting hit. Granted, most people have a lot more health on their characters than I do. I simply try to maximize the amount of tower stats that my tower characters have, considering I switch out and I don't actually use them most of the time. I have DPS characters for that. It would seem the item that we got was the Pinioner, which is a sword, and it's actually not that good. It's looks to be a mythical quality. Not great, but hey, there you go. That's the challenge complete. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe. I will be putting out more challenge completion builds in the future. Thanks for watching.